Hello everybody, I am Kayumba, the Kirby Goomba, and it's been a while, hasn't it? I just wanted to say thank you for the support that many people have given about this channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that people can enjoy someone just talking about the things that they love while using a stop-motion-like style to portray it. Oh, and speaking of which, I had a walk-in that I animated for the setting, but I was using a new software and it said that it wouldn't let me transfer it over to my computer. So yeah, I guess I'm a little bit less animated than usual and slightly more frustrated, but I should have a new setting made eventually. So anyway, CatDog. Just CatDog. This was what made me buy the game. CatDog sold me on it. And this was the most expensive game I have ever paid for, and it was on a release date sale like some games do when put on Steam. I paid $40 US for the game, and it is usually $50. Some people may say that this is a normal price for a game, but you are looking at the cheapskate who's still waiting for the first Five Nights at Freddy's game to go on sale, and you may be saying to yourself, "Bro, it's only $5, just buy it already." Well, I have seen it go to 99 cents once, so I'm waiting for it to do that again. So was my purchase worth it of the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? Well, I already told you. CatDog! If you have ever seen this channel before, you already know I'm gonna buy it if it has CatDog in it. Or Plants vs. Zombies now that I think about it. Sakurai, I may not have a Nintendo Switch, but if you could just add Pea Shooter or something, then you could really make me happy. Also make Cuphead an actual character and not a stupid me skin. Seriously, why does Minecraft Steve get a full-on character while Cuphead is just an unexpressive costume? Cuphead has a ton of different weapons in his game, but you just take his ceramic skin and shove it onto a Mii as a customization. Anyway, enough ranting about a completely different game, let's talk about Brawl. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So, I'm going to try to make this a review, even though I am terrible at describing things in a video game. So we are off to a great start. Also, I'm reviewing the PC version, but as far as I'm aware, it is exactly the same across all platforms. So I guess I should start off with the graphics. Look at this render of Ren and Stimpy. This just looks absolutely amazing. I mean, this is the best I have ever seen a 2D cartoon put into a 3D space. It looks stunning. And then you get to the gameplay, and it looks like a 5-year-old made this from a freshly opened can of Play-Doh. No, actually, it looks like maybe the Play-Doh itself was 5 years old and the kid who made it was just born. What is this? I have a theory to why this was done. Maybe they did make a really good model since it is 2 characters, but they could not get it to work on a console such as the Switch. So instead of making the Switch version the worst one, they just made it suck for everybody. But hey, that's just how I see it. Also, no offense to the people who made the in-game model, I surely couldn't make a better model if I tried, but I am critiquing this game and I say that most of the models for the renders are fine, but the in-game models could use some touching up. Next, gameplay. So how does it play? Well, I played through the arcade mode as a few different characters, and I think that the game is very fun. Oh, you know a review has gone downhill when the person reviewing it just says that it is fun and not much else to back it off of. But here's the thing I want you to know. It was pretty much just fun. And by that I mean there wasn't really anything exciting, difficult, or rewarding about doing it. It's just there to be fun for a couple minutes. It kind of feels like something for a portable console. Did I mention that this game is on the Switch? Oh, I did? Sorry, just making sure you knew that. I won't mention it again. I think where this game really shines is the local multiplayer, but I am very lonely and have nobody to play it with. Okay, I have one friend who we do some recordings together. You can check out our other channel for more of that, wink, wink. And I have some family that lives a bit far away that I can visit, and I'm sure that they would love to play it with me, but I couldn't arrange anything before I did this video, so I can't really tell you how fun this is with friends. But I did play online for a few matches, and I can tell you that it is very fun. on the Invader Zim stage, and only on the Invader Zim stage, because every other stage that I played on would lag so much, it just wasn't very fun to play. In fact, there was one point where my opponent was not able to move, and I just carried them around for a bit until they finally came back. And then the game disconnected immediately. Here are some clips comparing the laggy matches to the good ones that I had on the Zim stage. I'm not sure how well this came out on video, but while playing, this was very noticeable. Also, did I say earlier that arcade mode was just fun? Sorry, I forgot to mention the Buggy CPUs who never even attempt to grab you while you are blocking. All they do is push you around until you hit a ledge, and one time the CPU just stood there and refused to come at me. I guess Helga doesn't want to beat people up after all. But if you do want this game to give you a challenge, then follow my advice. Go into a stock battle and change the settings to teams, then add 2 or 3 CPUs at level 9 on the same team. Enjoy your pain, you will die several times, unless you pick Zim as the CPUs, but more on that later. The next thing that I would like to discuss is the soundtrack. It's fine, I guess. It mainly feels like generic stock music, but I think some of them are pretty good to listen to while playing. The Jellyfish Field stage reminds me of Battle for Bikini Bottom soundtrack a little bit, and the CatDog stage's music has that sort of bouncy twang that the show's music uses. But none of these soundtracks are really anything that I would listen to outside of the game. It's kind of how I feel about the first Mega Man game now that I think about it, but Mega Man 2's music I could bop to anytime. The final thing I would like to talk about is its roster of characters. It does feel like a few good ones are missing, like Timmy Turner and the Lasagna Cat, but one thing that bugs me is how unbalanced some of the characters are. I feel like Zim is really underpowered compared to the rest of the characters I played. His whole gimmick is that he uses traps that are left on the arena to trick opponents. This is a really cool concept, if it weren't for the fact that your opponent can delete your traps as soon as they are placed down. And sometimes they can even throw the traps back at you, so that's even worse. And Zim can be launched off the screen even at extremely low percentages, so this makes you rely on your basic attacks to take out your opponent, which aren't that good also because it feels like you have to get your hits perfect or get hit trying. Here's an example. Compare Zim's up strong attack to CatDog's strong up attack. It's like comparing a needle to a buff mutt, which just feels unfair. But please don't nerf CatDog, he's perfect the way that he is. So what does this have to do with the character roster? Well, if half of your characters aren't even fun to play, even though I absolutely adore the franchise that the character came from, then you kind of have a problem with how many characters that are actually competitively viable. I was going to add a point about how few characters there are in the game, but I honestly can't think of too many other than ones from franchises that are already included in the game. Arnold, Tommy Pickles, and Dib Membrane would be nice additions, but I can't really think of many off of the top of my head. Maybe a few from those old 3D animated Nicktoons like Jimmy Neutron, Fanboy and Chum Chum, or Robot and Monster. Okay, for real. I remember really liking Fanboy and Chum Chum when I was little. I haven't watched it in years, but lately people have been hating on it, saying how awful it is. Maybe I'll have to look back into it sometime. YouTube interaction time. What criminally underrated Nicktoon character do you think should be added? Please tell me in the comments below. In conclusion, this game is very unpolished and feels more like a fan-made project than an actually officially licensed game. And I feel like the game might get better over time by adding new characters and modes, but my main problem with that is not just the fact that many people don't even have the internet to update their game that they paid for, but the inevitability that these new additions will require microtransactions, even though the game already costs $50. And I'm pretty sure that Smash Ultimate was $60 when it released, but it also had the content to back up that price. And even though Smash does have a ton of DLC, it feels more like just something extra that you can buy and not a missing chunk of the game. And who knows, maybe the updates will be free, but I still think that this is not acceptable for the current price. Oh, wait a second, this game has CatDog in it? Never mind, 10 out of 10. Shut up and take my money. Oh, and YouTube, please don't make this just for kids, just because it has a bunch of children's characters in it. I make these videos practically just so I can see the comments. Don't take that away from me, YouTube, please. I guess maybe I could swear, and that would prevent this from being just for kids. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What are you, nuts?
No, I'm not singing the CatDog theme song again, and that's not happening. No, I'm not going to, even though last time it was super cringe, and if I did it again, at least I could sing it better and not quickly, and it wouldn't be as bad. 10,000 likes. Yes. I'll sing the CatDog theme song at 10,000 likes. Never gonna happen. I don't need to worry about it. Okay, bye.